Welcome to Hobbs Eagle basketball right here in San Angelo at Central High as the Bobcats are going to be facing your Hobbs Eagles. I'd like to thank our sponsors while we can. Lee County State Bank, IPS, LECO, Thriftway, TDS, Lavelle Insurance, Eunice Pump and Supply, NMJC, Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, Albertsons Market, Excel Energy, First American Bank Hobbs, and NMR Pipeline. Thank you very much for all the support with you. Just wanted to make sure we're live and loud and clear as we're about to get underway. We've got about 10 minutes to go on the clock for warm-ups. They had, looks like, a homecoming game. This might be the homecoming game for the San Angelo Bobcats. We're not aware of that, but there it is. Nevertheless, they had ceremonies before the game and during the warm-ups. We got about 10 minutes to go, so we'll be back in just a moment to give you a pregame with Ty Friend and me, your friend, also Ron Gunter. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome live to San Angelo, Texas. It's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Ty Friend along with Ron Gunter at the station tonight. Evie Stuber is your Hobbs Eagles on a big road trip to the Lone Star State. 3 hours from Hobbs as Eagles take on San Angelo Central. And Ron, first time these two teams have played against each other in history.
In fact, yeah, it's the first time that San Angelo has played anybody in New Mexico at all. The only other time that they played a team in the last 20 years has been Lawton, Oklahoma. So this will be different for both sides. Of course, we'll be facing against this San Angelo team next year as well at Tasker Arena.
So it should be an exciting contest. The squad is 9-2 on the season. Of course, 11 games under their belt compared to 5 for the Eagles. But what a great tournament down in Artesia this past weekend as the Eagles winning the championship over the Artesia Bulldogs, the home team, and winning the trophy there. Pretty exciting times. And Hobbs 5-0 on the season.
Exactly. They haven't done that in 10 years. In fact, it was 11-0 when they started back 2014, 2015. We all know what happened that year. They won the championship. That doesn't mean that they're going to win. They have to win 6 more at least to be able to be look like a contender. But right now, they're having their best start of the season, and that's what we like to see. Ronald Ross is looking strong as well. And we love the fact that he said that, look, you're playing tight during the Artesia game at the first. Loosen up. Have fun. That's the main goal, is have fun. And after that, that's when you saw the change in the tempo, and Hobbs just started taking over. And before you knew it, Hobbs had a lead, and they got the big win over Artesia and the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was an exciting game. A really big comeback in that fourth quarter to kind of shut it down. Both teams had double-digit leads throughout the contest, but Hobbs, with their tough defense, really playing havoc on Artesia's O and causing tons of turnovers, 31. In fact, that was the worst turnover numbers in the whole tournament for Artesia against the Eagles as well. Hobbs had an earlier game of 27 in that first round against Rio Rancho, but still definitely tighten up the screws on the defense. Other than that, though, Hobbs getting a lot of people stepping up in terms of production offensively. Of course, that game against Artesia, not an easy game either. Artesia, one of the better teams in the 5A division, but Hobbs had to really match up with some of their bigs and take care of business there. But really, big game for, of course, Abraham Pena, 30 points, the best this season. There's times when he gets into foul trouble, but still stays on the court, takes care of business, helps out on the defense, and strokes the outside tray. He had 5 trays in the tournament, 3 in that game alone, and some major free throw shooting. Only missed 1 free throw his first of the season. He was 7 of 8 from the line.
Exactly, and what we wanted to see mostly was the ability to be able to get on the line. Then, of course, once you get on the line, make those shots. because you don't get a second chance. And sometimes the teams or the games are going to be going down to the wire, and points are always, especially when you have a free throw, they're supposed to be automatic. You're supposed to be able to get them. That's why they're called free throws. So you're supposed to get those. But, yeah, I'm glad that we got a better percentage. It's still not as great as it could be, but I believe the improvement will show in this game, and they're definitely going to need it because both sides are going to be fast and furious. They like the fast point breaks.
Another guy that got in the scoring column for the Eagles, Peyton Hodge, really coming on the last few games of the Artesia tournament. He finished with 15 points. And, of course, Hodge is one of those slashers. He's very energetic out there. He's going to get around the court, has a lot of fun playing. He's smiling all the time, but putting on full energy when you have him out of the court. So he was another guy that got in double digits. And let's not forget about the spark plug, too, Jairus Turbiatis. He had back-to-back games of 9 rebounds apiece. Definitely some big-time numbers there on the glass. He finished with 12 points, 9 boards against Artesia, close to a double-double there. Was on the line 7 times and made 4 of those as well. So, again, you take it to the hoop and you get strong and big inside the paint, you're going to get some fouls against you and a chance to shoot free throws.
Exactly, and like we said, you know, they've been improving on everything, on offense, on defense, and special teams as well as far as the free throws. So definitely going to make sure that we have an all-around good game, especially against a team that they have not seen ever, at least as far as Ronald Ross has.
Hobbs at the tournament, definitely doing some good stuff statistically across the board. Points-wise, Hobbs averaged 70.6 a game and only gave up 55 on the average of their 3 opponents, Rio Rancho, Carlsbad, and, of course, that third team, Artesia, in the championship. Hobbs scoring 15.6 more points than their 3 opponents. Free throws was one of the only downfalls. Eagles shooting 58%, 67% for their 3 opponents on the average, but Hobbs had 8 less free throw opportunities in that tournament. Rebounds, definite advantage for the Eagles, 101-86. They had 15 more boards than their 3 opponents. Turnovers, they were 34 less than the 3 opponents. Hobbs had 45 in the tournament, averaging about 15 a game, 79 for their opponents, and definitely that 31 against Artesia and the 27 they got against Rio Rancho helped those numbers, padding them really well. So 34 less turnovers, love those numbers. One other category, looking at head-to-head, Hobbs had a few less three-pointers than their opponents. They had 12 compared to 14. Of course, the Eagles got their best production against Artesia, where they knocked down 6 trays. But, again, we're starting to see more of the traditional ball for the Hobbs Eagles, Ron. You don't always have to tank them off from long distance. We're getting guys in the lane, getting a couple shots at the hoop. Now, we're not dropping enough in the paint at this point, in the hole, but we're getting some tips back at the bucket, which you want to see. And, again, rebounding is where we're at. And if you look at those numbers I mentioned before, the Hobbs Eagles, 15 more rebounds than their opponents at that tournament.
And what I'd like to see is, especially with Brady, Broderick Brady, he has a nice shot inside the lane, inside the perimeter, as well as outside the perimeter as well. Also likes to drive the lane, just likes to do everything. I like to see a different kind of looks because that way it does confuse the defense and makes it harder for them to be stopped. Hobbs.
Both teams are getting out in the court. They had a varsity girls game right before this. We mentioned 9-2 record for this Central team from San Angelo, and they just finished up 3rd place in their San Angelo tournament they just had. They won it last year and ended up losing to one big team, Braunfels High School, in one of those semifinal games, and ended up having to play for the 3rd place trophy. So that's ended up what they get. But they still have a big stellar record, and this team likes to score because they've got a couple of games of 90-plus, 3 games of 80-plus. That means they like to put it up. They like to get up the floor in transition, get the steals on defense, and they will jack up trays from all over the place.
Exactly. About 76 points a game is what they get, and they don't allow anything more than about 60.45. Meanwhile, Hobbs has got about 70 points a game, and that is a good thing, especially since we remember last year they just were not able to get those points in. Didn't matter what they were doing. So this year they're doing a whole lot better early on. They got the fast start off the gate, and we're hoping to see that again in the first quarter.
This is a 6A team in terms of San Angelo Central. Now, they are ranked 131st in the state last year. Right now, I should say, 9-2 record from the Max Preps poll. They did lose the number 56 Shoemaker to start the season. That's in Killeen, Texas, a big military town here in the Lone Star State. Lost to them big, 81-55. But at that tournament this past week, San Angelo getting wins against Euless Trinity. Also, Braunfels Canyon was one of their games that they got the victories. We should mention The one kid that really likes to tank him really big time outside is McNeil. Ian McNeil, he had 4 trays against New Braunfels Canyon in that victory. And the other kid that they have that really likes to get up and down the court on the transition game is English. He definitely is going to be the guy that's going to be out ahead, waiting for the passes down the lane. They have a nickname for him, Squeaky, but he likes to get all around the people on the court, so we got to watch out for him as well. But 3-point shots are definitely what they're going to be looking for. A couple of weeks ago, November 24th, they beat Greenwood right outside of Midland, 94-48. They had the same amount of points in the first half and the second half, 47 each. They had 5 first-half trays in that game. Christian English, 8 steals, and also Ian McNeil had a couple of trays. And again, Trey Allen with 5 trays in the first half. So these kids can shoot from the outside. We're ready for some action here. It's going to be San Angelo Central in the white uniforms, orange numbers and black trim. Hobbs Eagles going to wear the black travel uniforms with the gold numbers and gold trim. And it's going to be the Lone Star State versus the Zia State here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. First it was Central on the court, getting ready for the jump, and the Eagles stayed in their huddle, and now Central went to their coach, and they're going to reset with some last-minute discussions. They got a brand-new head coach. He was the girls' coach last year, Coach Arsenio Jeter. He was 9-1 in district last year, moved to the boys. He's been all over the place, too. McCamey, Borger, Brownfield, Brenham, Hondo, and Abilene. And now here for the last few years with this squad, and also with the boys program as well. We're ready for the jump. 7-footer, of course, for your Hobbs Eagles, Parker Henderson. And he tips into the front court. It's knocked around a little bit, though. Chase at the scores table. Nobody really had possession, but I think last touched for Central by Caleb, or make that J.K. Taylor. That should be Hobbs' ball to get this thing moving near the table. Still waiting to see what's going on here. They're going to give it over to Central. It was definitely knocked out in front of the scores table by J.K. Taylor. Coach Ross having some words for the official. I don't know how they could have missed that one right off the fingertips of the guard. It's J.K. Taylor, Trey Allen, Ian McNeil, Christian English, and Jax Olson, the starters for your Hobbs Eagles. Parker Henderson, Lyric Soria, Amari McGahey, Abraham Pena, and Jairus Turbiatis. Good, exciting 3 games that we just had. The Eagles definitely doing some damage on the 3 opponents that they had, winning by double digits in all 3 games. The closest was that one against Artesia in the championship. Central basketball on the left wing, driving the lane, hippity hop, shot in the paint with a hook shot and score it. Ian McNeil, he's definitely a 3-point shooter, but that time he got a quick bucket in the paint. 2-0 early on for Central. Coming across the timeline for your Eagles, Lyric Soria comes to the right side with the handoff to Abraham Pena around the left side with the hook. Pass over to McGahey, dump it left baseline. Turbiatis, 15-foot fadeaway, no good. Tipped at the free throw line. Off to the races comes Central in transition. English misses the lefty layup. They're going to call a late foul on it as it came over the rim, no good. Eagles trying to get back quickly to play some D in the transition that time. Looks like Pena, and he's going to get the foul. And Ron, he's got to stay away from foul trouble in the first half like we've seen in several other games this season. Yeah,
even though he has been able to clean it up in the second half, but you don't want to get your top scorer or top player in foul trouble early on in the game. That does not set a good precedent.
First free throw good for English. Again, he's got that nickname of Squeaky, but I'm not going to be using that during this game.
Well, either way, I think Squeaky was actually honored for 1,000 points in his career.
Second free throw good, 2-0, make it 4-0. They made a basket earlier as well by Ian McNeil, so Hobbs now in a hole starting the first quarter, 7:17 left. Coming across the timeline is Pena, crossover move through his legs. Wraparound pass over to McGahey, right wing, slings it down low to Parker Henderson with 7-footer, goes up, misses a tip shot on the right side of the rim, and off to the races comes this Central team. The pass down the lane, rejection from behind, lost the ball in the air. Ian McNeil taking the other way for Pena, goes up strong at the other end by himself at the right of the rack, goes up with 2 big hands and scores. As the Eagles now with a 4-2 deficit. At the other end, a pass down the lane, shot over the rim, no good for J.K. Taylor, and the Eagles rebound. Pena with the basketball. He'll slow it down just a bit. Man-to-man defense for the Bobcats from Central here in San Angelo. Bounce pass to McGahey on the left wing. He gets the defenders to move with him and returns back deep to Pena. Kind of a matchup zone over to Turbiatis, right side, 3 on the way. It swishes it through the threads. Turbiatis, the first tray of the ball game, 5-4. First lead for the Eagles is 1. Quickly in the front court. It's going to be Central in the left corner. That is Taylor. Goes baseline underneath the hoop. Tries to come up underneath the bucket and lost the ball. Taken down by Parker Henderson on the rebound, his first board. Gives it to Turbiatis, outlet to the left side to Soria, back to Pena at the timeline, ready to cross the time stripe. Get some coaching from Coach Ross, coming left with a fake the handoff. Soria trying to get the ball and finally does so. To Turbiatis left corner, dribbles up top, wants the handoff back to Pena. And they're going to call an offensive screen foul. They said Turbiatis threw a hip as he handed the ball off, so he'll pick up the cheap foul there, his first. Second, I think they could have let that one go. I don't think there's a lot of off placement on that play, but the official saw the contact and made the call. The addition up the front court for Central, shot from the three-point line, in and out, no good for Allen. And we got a battle at the baseline. It goes out of bounds as McGahey was battling for it and booted out by J.K. Taylor. Eagle basketball. 5:45 left first quarter. Hobbs up by 1, 5-4. Payton looks over to Coach Ross, going to play the 4 count here on the play call as he comes across the timeline. Gives it up, high post left on the top of the circle now for Henderson. To Turbiatis, right side, dribbles around the circle himself, jump stop, looking for some help. He's going to flick it over to Payne on the left wing. He's got some tough pressure being applied there, and that is Ian McNeil. Spots up with Trey at the last second and nails it. The Eagles 2 for 2 on downtown shots. Pena with 5 points, 2 trays for the Eagles, and an 8-4 ball game. Going to the other end, Parker Henderson takes a swat on the shot by Jax Olsen, picked up by Lyric Soria, the sophomore guard. Gets into the front court, McGahey, right corner, scoop shot down the layup right side, misses off the rim, and a rebound pulled down by Jax Olsen, his second. Goes it ahead to a very hard-breaking Central team. So at the layup was made by Allen, not made, but attempted. Ball got knocked off the rim and then rolls out of the baseline. They stop action. It will be Central basketball. And apologize, trying to get the angles here. We're up on the baseline in the corner up in the stand, so very hard to see at some of these sides of the rim. It's going to be Central basketball on the left baseline. They trail the Eagles 8-4. Hobbs has their biggest lead due to 2 trays. Pena and Turbiatis. Inbound inside of the left block. Missing the hook shot is Taylor, but put back up and in on the second try by Taylor. First rebound and 2 points for him. 8-6. Eagles up by 2. Into the front court. Pena going to slow it down. Goes to the right side to Henderson on the circle. Top of the arc to Turbiatis. Dribbles right and loses the ball for a second. Tips it over to Pena in front of the Central bench on the right wing. He gets pivoted and bodied into by Allen. No call up top to Turbiatis and a McGahey near the timeline. He's going to take a big pivot. Dribbles right, left off his ankle, picks it up, and returns to Turbiatis right next to him on top of the circle. Bounce pass back door to Pena. Alley-oop to the left of the rim. They call the block foul on the pass. Parker Henderson getting ready to go up and double hand slam, but a foul first on the pass. As Pena got crumpled on that one, they call the foul against San Angelo Central, and it looks like they'll charge that one to, looks like Jaden Franklin, his first team foul against the Bobcats. Eagle basketball on the right baseline. Casares checks in for Hobbs. He'll inbound to the left corner. Fadeaway jumper coming in off the left rim. No good for Peyton Hodge, who just checked in, but a rebound up top off the ricochet by Turbiatis. He's going to take a 3 from the left side off the front of the iron. No good. Ripping it down high is Taylor for Central. He'll take the dribble himself up court as he takes on Peyton Hodge. Stop and go, little shake and bake and a head fake. Not going to be taken by Hodge. Picked up by Pena, right corner on the dribble. Little lefty hook from the left baseline, no good. Ball knocked around and pulled down by Casares for the Eagles. He'll take the dribble and give it back to Hodge, the point guard now on the set for the Hobbs offense. Into the front court, comes right. In front of the bench of Central, pivots, fakes a handoff to Casares. Good pressure on him. Almost a 5-second count. Bounce pass to Pena near the timeline, far right, in front of the scorer's table. He's going to keep the dribble going through his legs, waiting for a screen from Turbiatis. Doesn't use it, dribbles behind his back, double team against him, and then backs it out to the timeline. Another double, lost the ball, rolls out to the left side, but stolen back for Central. They'll throw it up ahead, and the layup is missed by Trey Allen, but tipped back up and in. On the boards on the left side is putting it through for Central was Jalen Franklin, his first points. 8-8 your score at the other end. They're going to call Hodge for the push-off in the right corner. He was getting his feet stumbling around a little bit, shoved off on the defender, and picks up the foul. That will be a turnover as well for the Eagles. That'll be the second Hobbs-Eagle turnover. And that'll be also a foul on Hodge, his first. Already 3 fouls against the Eagles, 1 for Central. Wide open down the lane and losing the ball off his knee. He knew a defender was coming from behind. Hodge went to reject down low. It's a long pass to Franklin underneath the hoop. Fumbles it out of bounds for their first turnover. Casares now dribbling across the timeline. Hutchings is checked in for the Eagles now. We got a whistle near half court. Coach Ross wants to talk to the squad and calls a timeout. 2:49 left first quarter, a fast-moving game. 8-8 your score. Hobbs and San Angelo Central here in the Lone Star State. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back to San Angelo Central High School. The Eagles on the road, tied 8-8 with the host team, and we've been corrected by the man that knows it the best in terms of teams around the area. Rick Shedd has told us that this Central High School has played a New Mexico team before, New Mexico Military Institute, 1999 and 2000, so going back a few years. But other than that, they have not played the Eagles for sure. Casares in the front court after the inbound. We got students standing in front of our cameras as a steal at the half-court line. Central going the other way. Third turnover for the Eagles. Coming down the lane on the left side, trying to lay it up with a scoop is Trey Allen. He is swatted from behind as Peyton Hodge sends it to the baseline. But it will be Central basketball. They'll be left of the rim underneath their hoop, tied up at 8. 2:31 left here in the first quarter. Inbounding on that left baseline is English. He'll have to throw it back deep. Going up high with one hand to bring it down is Allen on the far left. He's going to bring out Pena on defense and try to dribble around him. Unloads to the right wing. Does English. Lost in the backcourt as Hutchings gets a piece of it and tracked down by English. One hand bounce pass up top to Taylor on the circle. Guarded by Turbiatis. He'll back it out with the dribble to the right wing. He'll hand it off to English, who he likes to slide left to right. Sorry about all the students in the camera if you're watching on the internet. Dump it to the right corner. 3 on the way for Jordan. An air ball. Pulled down by Peyton Hodge on the far right sideline. He'll dribble up the court, give it to Pena, right corner, 15-footer off the rim, no good. Eagles have missed their last few shots in the front court, and a long rebound to come back across for Franklin. Sends it down to the left corner to Allen underneath the basket on the dribble. Up top, 3 for English. It's in and out, no good. Rolls around and stays in at the last second. How did that stay in? I can't believe it. Comes into the hoop and stays. Now it's 5 points for English. 11-8, 3-point Eagle or Central lead. Hobbs was up by a little bit, but tied at 8 for just a while as well. At the other end, Hodge, and fadeaway jumper from 15, nothing but net.
I wouldn't know that.
Excellent shot for Hodge. It's now 11-10. Pass down the lane at the other end. Ball lost by Jordan, trying to pull it down, and Pena gets a hand on it, but they call the foul in the reach, but a bad one for Pena. And that's who they're going to get him on. That'll be his second. And the 4th foul, one away from the double bonus. 2 on Pena. He'll have to take a seat. And coming in for him, getting his first action in this game, Braddock Beatty. Inbound comes to the left block, but it's an errant in throw, and now the ball's loose on the ground, picked up by Jordan on the dive on the left wing. It's going to go out of bounds, and Hobbs Eagles will get it. Coach Ross helping out the cause with the referees that time. Second Central turnover in this game.
Everybody on the Hobbs Eagles was pointing the other way.
Abraham Pena leads the team, averaging 20 points a contest. He's the leading scorer. Hodge with 10.4, and Henderson 8.2. Beatty will get the pass to the left wing, fakes the pass up top, and spins to the left side off the dribble. Uses it up, though. Tries to post up Hutchings on the left baseline, but good defense in the passing lane to punch it out. Caleb Jordan getting there, knocking out in the left corner of the base. Eagle basketball underneath their hoop, trailing by 1, 11-10. Hobbs coming in with a 5-0 record, and San Angelo Central at 9-2. Again, they took third in their tournament they hosted this past week. Beatty to inbound, gets it in deep to the left block. Fade shot there by Peyton Hodge, misses off the back of the rim, and another rebound pulled down by Jalen Franklin, already his 3rd in this first quarter. Throws it ahead to Taylor on the right wing. Stop and go to the right side. Comes into the lane, hippity hop, reverse layup. No, he gets hammered at the last second. Official had an open hand, which is not a foul signal. I don't know what that came from, but they called the foul. It looked like Turbiatis might have tried to help out from the left block, so they will get the foul on him. That is his 2nd and the 15th foul. That means Central now in the double bonus of remaining 42 seconds of this first quarter.
We knew this would be a fast-paced game, and so far it has lived up to the expectations.
First free throw missed by Taylor. They're now 2 for 3 from the charity stripe are the Bobcats. Turbiatis has to take a seat with the 2 fouls, and McGahey returns for the Eagles. So Eagles going to have to be careful here with the foul trouble, down by 1 and make it 2. Second free throw good for Taylor. 12-10. Bobcats up by 2. Pass to Hodge, coming across the timeline with the crossover move. Down the lane, windmill layup on the right side, hits glass, no good. McGahey tries to tip it up. He can't get it to drop. It's short. Long rebound coming for Taylor in the front court. Dish off right wing for the Bobcats to English, wide open for a 3. It's no good. Beatty battling for it, and a rebound pulled down on the left block. It looks like getting control was Franklin, his 4th, but Beatty able to tie him up for the jump ball. Eagle possession the other way.
Yeah, that was a nice jump ball. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to go, but 22 seconds remaining in this first.
Inbound to McGahey, back to Beatty in the backcourt. A 1-2-2 trap. Bounce pass to Casares, left side of the wing. Gives it to Beatty on the near side left with the dribble with his left hand. Crossover, bounces it off his knee. It rolls back to half court. Luckily, Peyton Hodge is there to pick it up. He weaves through traffic. And we got a left baseline official calling a reach foul. That'll be against Central and down low, and that will be against the guy that's been doing a lot of rebounding for the Bobcats. That is Franklin's second personal, just the second team foul, though, against Central High. And Hobbs will have it on the left baseline. That's where Beatty will inbound, down by 2, 12-10. 6.8 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Beatty will get it in left corner to Hodge, drives the left elbow, fadeaway jumper, left of the rim, no good. Rebound by Hutchings, kicks it out to Beatty, a left three at the buzzer, off the back of the rim, no good. Hutchings trying to keep that play alive that time for his first rebound, but the Eagles just trail by 1 bucket here at the end of the first. Central High 12 here in San Angelo, your Hobbs Eagles 10. We'll be back in 60 seconds live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7 on the radio. We start the second quarter here in San Angelo. Already Central gets a pass right corner. 3 off the rim by English. Rebound for the Eagles. That's coming across is Hodge after the board. He comes down the lane with a scoop shot and scores. Hodge now with 4 points. Abraham Pena leads with 5. Hodge 4. 3 for Jairus Turbiatis. And for Central, they have a leader with Christian English 5. 3 for Taylor. 2 for Franklin. Eagles have been out-rebounded 10-7 in the first quarter. We're tied at 12 as we get moving on this second quarter. There was a stoppage of play. Central's going to throw a long ball down to the left corner. Allen underneath the hoop off the dribble, kicks it right to McNeil. Good pressure by Beatty, lost the ball. Bounce pass on the right wing to English. Cross court left to Allen, drives the left baseline, finds a man open, McNeil, right corner, and nails a 3. He had 4 against Greenwood a few nights back. McNeil can definitely shoot. He's got 5 points. Second tray for Central High. It's 15-12. They lead by 3. Into the front court, a pass to Henderson, right corner. Gives it back to Hodge. Stop and go dribble. Hodge on the right baseline. Hippity hop shot off the right rim, no good. As the rebound coming down and on the dribble quickly in transition is English. Throws it ahead to a breaking Zamarin on the left block. Goes to the hole hard and scores. He was leaning towards the baseline and threw it up before he got out of position and puts his first bucket through. It's 17-12. That's the biggest lead now for Central. In the front court, Pena high with the pass up top to Henderson. Touch pass to Turbiatis on the right side. He'll dribble left around the circle, spin it back to the right. Fakes him handoff to Hodge, gives it to Beatty on the right wing. He's going to drive to the right elbow, tipped out of his hands on the steal. Central gets the turnover against the Eagles. The pass down the lane, left side, double clutch off the glass. Next to the rim, that's English with his 7th point. 4th turnover for the Eagles. Hodge now with the basketball. He's going to slow it down on the offense, playing the point guard as he comes across against the defensive Allen. Stop and go, still at the timeline. Over to Peyton, or make that Beatty on the left wing. Slings it down to Turbiatis in the left corner. Thought about shooting, decided against it. Sings it up top to Pena. One dribble and shot from the top of the arc. Nothing but net. Big time 3 for Pena. He's got 8 points. Second tray for the Eagles. 19-15, down by 4. At the other end, a long ball to Allen. His 3 is out the left side, no good. Put back up on a push shot from the rim. He couldn't get the drop, blocked by big man Henderson. They tip it back out though, and a 3 on the way for McNeil. He scores at the top of the arc. Back-to-back trays for McNeil. He's got 8 points, the 3rd tray of the game for the Bobcats. That was Henderson's 3rd rebound though. In the front court, it's English on the right wing, correction, Peyton Hodge. He dribbles down the right baseline, goes backdoor with a one-hand pass. There's Turbiatis for the lefty layup for 5 points total. And a timeout on the court. Fast-paced game, trying to get our tongues cut up with the action. We'll keep it here with 5:34 left second quarter. And it's Central 22, your Hobbs Eagles 17. And Eagles like paces like this, but it's on a court they haven't been on before here in the Lone Star State.
Exactly. Plus, you know, it's kind of hard to get adjusted with a team that is quick as San Angelo is. The Bobcats do like to run and gun just like Hobbs does. It's just a matter of getting who can get the defense going and adjust quickly enough to be able to stop the other side.
Yeah, the most important part of the defense now needs to be against McNeil. He's come in here in the second quarter, hit 2 trays and a bucket. He's got 8 points, so definitely helping out the cause here in San Angelo. Of course, the Eagles have just this one game this week after all those 3 last week at the Artesia tournament. And they'll have a couple of games back-to-back, the 19th and 20th next week at home, so you get a chance to watch some Hobbs Eagle basketball there at Task Arena. Eagles are going to be matching up here with a trap in the backcourt, 3 back there for the Eagles. They're going to break with a few passes. Coming out the left side of the lane is Taylor. Spins on the left block. Fade away against Henderson. Bounces off the rim. No good. Trying to tip it up high in the air is English. He got between 2 defenders. We're getting some late whistles from one of these refs. There might be contact, but he's waiting a long time to call it. They call Henderson on the foul. That's his first. Of course, we go back to the 0 numbers on the fouls for team fouls, but that is the first on the team there. And they're going to also give a few free throws to English. He's perfect 2 for 2 as a team. They're 3 for 4 from the line, 75%. First free throw's up and good. He leads the Bobcats with 8 points now. They've had 5 scores so far for Central. Hobbs with just 3 scores. 4 turnovers for the Eagles and 2 for Central High. Second shot is up, and it's off the front of the rim. No good. We got a whistle underneath, though. Now they're going to call a lane violation against Hobbs. They're going to say Henderson stepped too quickly. So that means 1 more now for English. 6-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Bobcats. Shot is up, and it's good. So English now with 4 points here in the second quarter, 9 overall, 1 away from double digits. Inbound to Pena, left wing in the backcourt, gets it back with the pass from Beatty, and again returns to Beatty in the front side. On the left wing, drives to the baseline, gets a double team in the corner, having some trouble. To Henderson in the left block, slings it over to Turbiatis, right wing for 3, off the back of the rim. Loose at the free throw line, a battle, and taking it away for the Bobcats is English, his 4th board. Sends it down to the left corner, 3 on the way for McNeil. An air ball tipped up in the air on the right baseline, a battle, and Henderson in the paint pulls it down for the Eagles, his 3rd board. Up ahead, and a quick dribble for Hobbs as Josiah Clay, who just checked in. He lost the ball, then tried to chase it down in the left corner and runs into Zamarin. So that'll be a turnover for the Eagles, and on top of that, a foul against Clay. That's his first. 2nd team foul here in the second quarter. 7-point lead, the biggest of the game so far for the Bobcats. Trap pressure going on. The pass up the far left sideline to Taylor from the Hobbs bench. Sends it to the free throw line. A runner shot on the way and put it up high in the air as Caleb Jordan over the top of Henderson and puts it through the net. His first bucket. 26-17, a 9-point lead for San Angelo Central. Turbiatis in the front corner of the left wing, cradles it, hands it off to Beatty behind him. He drives the lane, double clutch from the left block and puts it through. Looked like he got knocked to the floor, no call. First shot for Beatty, good, and it's 26-19. Here comes Central. Into the front corner of the right wing is English. He's going to make Henderson come out on defense outside the arc and backs it out. Eagles with the 1-2-2 zone. He sends it over to the left corner to Jordan. Jordan on the same side in the left wing to Zamarin. Kick it up top to the right side. Actually, that's English for 3. Wide open. He slid to the right just a bit. Fired up a tray. That's his 2nd of the ball game. 4 trays for the Bobcats. And now 13 points for English. They try to post up. Down low, Parker Henderson on the right block, and it goes through his fingertips out of bounds. Eagles starting to mount those turnovers, Ron. They got 6 now.
Yeah, they also need to work on the perimeter defense. They've been letting too many open shots going with uncontested, and Central will take it every time.
They're going to give it back to the Eagles. Instead, they give it up to Pena up top of the arc, drives the lane. Little scoop shot on the left block. He gets upended, getting his hips taken out. Ball comes off the iron. They're going to call the block foul, though, against Central. And that'll be 2 free throws for Pena. The man that put a body on him has just picked up his 3rd personal. That's Jalen Franklin. So he's going to be in some situation of a foul trouble deal there. And Pena goes to the line. He's the best free throw shooter on the team at 95% this season. He just missed his first free throw against Artesia. He went 7 and 8 from the line in that championship game on Saturday afternoon. He's 20 of 21 for the charity stripe. And he makes the first free throw there. That's the first free throw shot for the Eagles in this ball game, so they are 1 for 1. Pena now leads the team with 9, 1 away from the double digits. 29-20, though, is the score. Biggest lead has been 10 for Central. 1 more shot for Pena. It's up, and it is good. 10 points for Pena to lead the Eagles, and now a 29-21 ball game. Ball comes up the far left sideline to Taylor. He's going to take on Turbiatis, spins on the left block underneath the hoop, tries to wrap it up on the right side, throws it high in the air on a scoop and scores.
Nice.
Boy, good balance in the air that time, falling to the floor on his stomach. 5 points for Taylor. 31-21, the Eagles lose it in the lane at the other end off the dribble by Hodge. That's turnover number 6. Pass down the lane to the other end, swatted by the Eagles, but then a layup on the left side on the return is putting it through, was make that Jordan on the left side. Good swat on the ball by Parker Henderson, but unfortunately, they let Jordan sneak in there to get his 4th point of the ball game and a timeout on the court. 3:05 left before the half. This is a quick moving one here in San Angelo. It's the Bobcats 33, your Eagles 21, up by 12. We're back in 30 seconds. Eagles suffering a 12-point deficit here in San Angelo at Central High School. The home Bobcats up by 33-21, 3:05 remaining. What do you think Coach Ross said during that timeout, Ron?
I think he said, look, we need to protect the perimeter. We also need to have a little more fun than we've been having, and we need to go out there and show them what Hobbs Eagle basketball is all about.
Of course, Eagles had 3 games in 3 days, Thursday through Saturday last week with that Artesia City of Champions Tournament Championship, and now they have it in the front court. Hodge at the top of the arc after a handoff from Pena, gives it off to Soria, and back up top to Pena. He'll slide left, throw up a 3 off the side of the rim, no good. Chased down in the left corner off the rebound by English, his 5th rebound of the ball game. They've got a lot of players battling on the glass. English with 5, 4 rebounds for Franklin, 3 for Taylor. Ball was knocked out, and now it is Central basketball. 2:40 left before the half, a 12-point Bobcat lead. Ball in the hands of McNeil. Stop and go dribble, top of the arc of the front court against Beatty. Comes up the right wing sideline, uses up his dribble, flicks it back, same side to English. He'll go hard to the rack with the cradle. He gets held from behind. Holding the bicep there behind him was Peyton Hodge. He still tried to throw it at the basket. English, who had some strength to try to rip Peyton behind him as well, but they called the foul. Missed out the back of the rim. 2nd foul on Hodge, 3rd team foul against the Eagles, and back to the line go the Bobcats. So 2 shots here for English. He is perfect, 4 for 4, although his last free throw is called back as a lane violation on the Eagles. Does miss that one, though, as the Bobcats are now 6 of 7 from the charity stripe and lead by 12. One more free throw for English. Big knee bend here. Shot is up, and it is good. He's got 13 points to lead the Bobcats in both teams. Inbound to Pena with 2:25 remaining in the second. Hobbs down by 13, their biggest deficit of this ball game. Comes across the timeline. Has some tough defense applied by English. Deflection of the ball over to Turbiatis by Taylor. Punches it near in the backcourt and picked up by Turbiatis. Gives it across to Soria. The 2 number 3s are battling it out as he takes on Allen. Unloads to the left wing to Hutchings. Backdoor to Soria on the give and go. One hand bounce pass to Pena on the left wing. He backs it out on the sideline left. Crossover move, top of the arc. Double team against him. And Owen loads over to the right side to Hodge. He'll drive the baseline. A hook shot is rejected. Allen tries to save it, but it goes out of bounds as he kind of cradled it on the baseline and fell backward. Hodge really that time just kind of forced a quick shot to see if the defense was going to be honest there, and he slapped that ball right back at Hodge.
And he was honest, too. The defense for these Bobcats are ferocious so far.
Hodge was trying to throw it in, and as he lunged the ball towards the baseline, he actually moved his feet before he released the ball, so a violation on the inbound. That will be the 7th turnover for the Eagles, and it will be Bobcat basketball in their backcourt, leading by 13. So Hobbs now going to apply the pressure, a 2-1-2, making a 2-2-1. Looks like now they're going to start matching up man-to-man. Dribbling up to the timeline is Zamoran. Comes across and unloads to the left side. In the hands of McNeil, drives the lane with a scoop shot, gets run over, no call. Over his back hard was Trey Hutchings. Luckily they don't get the foul on that one as McNeil now has 10 points. 36-21 at the other end. Going through traffic, Soria on the left side of the arc, or in the lane, throws it up top to Turbiatis. His 3 is in and out. Rebound by Trey Allen. Allen comes into the front corner for the Hobbs Eagle bench on the left side, up by 15. Top of the arc against Casares. He's going to slide left with the dribble, stop and go. Left block, fake with this pivot, throws it down the lane. High shot over the rim is no good by Taylor. Long rebound for Pena and the Eagles, his second. Into the front court, comes down the lane with a little scoop shot over the rim, no good. Turbiantes goes back up on the left glass and scores, putting it through for 2. Turbiantes 7 points and 2 rebounds for the Eagles. Hobbs down by 13 with 50 seconds left here in the first half. Coming across the timeline is English, taking on Pena. Down the right lane against 3 defenders, goes to the rack and lays it in after the cradle for 2. Boy, English is really splitting the difference on the penetration. He's got 15 points to lead both teams. 38-23, a 15-point Central lead. Turbiantes the ball up the top. He's going to go down the lane. Nobody in the lane to play D, and a one-hand tomahawk jam from the right of the rim. Turbiantes throws it through. He's got 9. 38-25, Central in the front court. One-hand bounce pass. English to the right corner. 3 on the way for McNeil, no good. Rebound on the right block by Taylor, his 4th. Fadeaway jumper in the lane and scores. He gets the roll. Taylor now has 7 points and 4, make it 5 rebounds. And it looks like we have a warning or delay warning there for the Bobcats touching the ball after a made basket. Or was it a flop warning on who, though? I didn't see that call. I think it was a delay warning, so they're going to call that against San Angelo. Hobbs basketball down by 15 as Pena to bring it across with 6 seconds left in the half. Waiting for a screen up top, and we'll get that from Hutchings. Drives the right of the wing, goes up a 3 on the fade at the buzzer, in and out, no good. So the Hobbs Eagles trailing by double digits, 40-25 here at the half to San Angelo Central. We'll take a 3-minute break, try to catch our breath, and come back with the Hobbs Eagle halftime show here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Okay.
32 minutes is how long that half lasts. Welcome back to halftime here in San Angelo, Texas, the Lone Star State. Hobbs Eagle basketball live. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, and Evie Stuber back at the station. Eagles trailing by 15. Their biggest deficit this season at this point of the game, Ron, here at half, down by 15, and definitely not the best start for the Hobbs Eagles. A turnover situation has been a problem, 7-2 right now at the demise of the Eagles. They did start off with some big-time shots from the outside. Jairus Turbiantes hit a tray. Abraham Pena's hit a couple of trays, but starting to have some trouble taking care of the basketball, and that has led to some quick-charging transitions for Central High School here in San Angelo.
Yeah, they've been getting trays. They've also been getting be able to drive the lane, get some rebounds as well, get putbacks. It seems like they put about it seems like 80% of their shots that have been going in have been making, and it's just amazing how well they can shoot. Of course, they're struggling just a small amount against the free throw line, but not enough to make a difference. And Hobbs just needs to be able to it seems like it's a defensive thing, and they're struggling to get any kind of shots going for them, any kind of good looks. When they do, they don't quite fall, so maybe they're just trying to get that target. Once they learn how to get that in the second half, maybe they'll do a whole lot better, but they still need to work on defense.
Good ball handlers, of course, for Central. They're getting the ball up the court. They're seeing open men on the perimeters, and that's kind of making the defense adjust. And sometimes if you're not sure of foot, you're going to get beat hard to the rack, and we've been seeing that quite a bit. And that's one thing we've been noticing is English. He's got 15 points, but he also likes to go to the glass and rebound, too. He's got 5, so it's not just a one and done for him. And we got to put a butt on him, basically, as the defense for the Eagles. So Christian English leads the team with 15 points. He's also been on the line quite a bit because he likes to penetrate. 5 of 6 from the charity stripe so far. And again, those 5 boards. He's one of the double-digit scorers. Also, Ian McNeil, who we already warned in the pregame show was going to be a triple threat out there. He does have 2 trays, both coming in the second quarter and leading or second on the team with 10 points. J.K. Taylor, who can dunk, by the way, hasn't done it in this game. He's got 7 points, went 1 of 2 from the line. He's another guy with 5 rebounds. So definitely have a lot of people that are crashing the glass for the Bobcats. 4 points for Caleb Jordan. He had both of his buckets in the second quarter. Miguel Zambrano has 2 points, and Jalen Franklin with 4 rebounds, 2 points, but he's got 3 fouls. Got a little too physical out there, did Franklin. He had to do some bench time in the second quarter. Right now, the Bobcats have a couple of rebound number lead, 19-13, 6 more than the Hobbs Eagles in the first half. They've only had 2 turnovers compared to 7 for the Eagles, and 4 3-pointers, 2 for Hobbs. On the Hobbs scoring, 2 almost getting a double digits, 1 did. Pena, he had 10, and finishing with a couple of trays, 1 in each quarter, and was 2 for 2 for the charity stripe. Pena with also 2 rebounds, but does have 2 for that.
Right.
Jairus Turbiantes, 1 point away from double figures, had 9 points, 6 of those coming in the second quarter. He did get a tray in the first quarter. And then it's Peyton Hodge with 4 points and 2 rebounds. He has 2 fouls. And Braddock Beatty coming off the bench for a bucket and 2 points. And that's about it for the Hobbs scoring. Just 4 in the book so far. Again, Hobbs only with 2 trays, 4 for their opponent, Central High. And again, 13 rebounds compared to 19. Leading rebounder so far, Parker Henderson with 3 in the game. And a couple for Hodge, Pena, and Turbiantes. The Eagles, in terms of the free throw line, perfect, but only 1 guy has shot 2 free throws, and that is Abraham Pena, who is 2 for 2. Right now, the Eagles still in the locker room, Ron. Give me one thing that Coach Ross is telling his kids specifically they got to do in this second half to get back in this one down by 15.
They've got to defend against those shots. Put a hand in the face. Do not foul. They have not been doing that, but still, you need to put your hand in the face, maybe even put a butt in there too, and make a difference and try to get these shots limited as far as what the Bobcats are doing right now.
We'll take another 2.5-minute break, 40-25. It's San Angelo Central leading your Hobbs Eagles 9-2 versus the Eagles 5-0 here in the Lone Star State. Come back with us live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Greatest hits of all time. You're watching and listening to Hobbs Basketball. And we'd like to thank our sponsors. Without which we would not be able to put these on the air. I'd like to thank the following: Lee County State Bank, IPS, LECO, Thriftway, TDS, Lavelle Insurance, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, NMJC, Albertsons Market, Excel Energy, First American Bank of Hobbs, and NMR Pipeline. Thank you very much for the support. Without you guys, we would not be able to put this on the air, especially for free. We've got a tough ball game going on here in San Angelo, Texas, and the Bobcats are leading the Hobbs Eagles right now, 40-25. We've been talking about that, and about to get into third quarter action. Of course, as always, with the call, here is Ty Friend.
Eagles down 15, 40-25 as we start this second quarter. Third quarter, I should say. Pass down to the right baseline as I lost all my rosters. Flop to the floor here. Over to left wing for Abraham Pena, who jacks it home for a tray. Big time points there. Now they're going to call his foot on the line, so that's a 2-pointer, 40-27. Going the other direction, it's going to be Central with a pass down to the left corner. Kick off to the right wing, and looking for some openings in the paint. Backing out to the right wing with the crossover move. Pass down to the right corner. Underneath the hoop is English. A spin move, fadeaway jumper off the rim, no good. And a rebound for McGahey. Coming across the half-court line. Going back door to Soria. Over to Pena with the layup on the right side. 2 quick buckets for the Hobbs Eagles. That's the way you get back at ball games. Transition, get them to the hoop, and not wait for the defense.
Exactly.
And that's a timeout for Central. 40-29. Your Eagles now down by 11. A 4-0 run here in the third. We're back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Getting a little closer now. It's 40-30 here in San Angelo, and the Hobbs Eagles are coming back strong. And with this call, of course, also strong is Ty Friend.
Abraham Pena with 2 buckets. He's got 14 points, a 4-0 run, as Eagles able to get some defense going and some transition as well. Full court pressure coming in now. A boot on the inbound for Turbiatis on the baseline of the backcourt for the Bobcats. They're trying to do something to get it up court. Hobbs going to go man-to-man, full court trap. Pass into Turbiatis, accent. He gets a steal with the paint, throws up a half-winder hook, and gets his own rebound, goes back up with 2 hands and scores underneath the hoop. Beautiful job for Turbiatis getting a steal underneath the basket, his 11th point, also his 3rd rebound on that series, and that will be for Central, their 3rd turnover in the contest.
Had to muscle through that one, had to fight to it, and that next rebound was the last one they needed.
Missed the free throw, chased down by Turbiatis on the left wing, his 4th, and gives up to Pena, same side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. 40-32, down to a single-digit deficit. Dribbling through his legs is Pena with 2 defenders on top of him, almost lost it. Finds McGahey in the right wing. Up top to Turbiatis, who gets hammered, no call, as wrapping him up was Taylor. Shot from 18 and nothing but net. Turbiatis on fire now. He's got 4 in this quarter and 13 overall. 40-34, Eagles down by 6. In the front court, a 3 on the way. Underneath the rim, no good, and comes out, but a layup on the right side, put back up on the right glass and scored, and the foul. As English continues to score for the Bobcats, 17 points and 6 rebounds, and they call the foul on the Eagles on that one, a chance for a 3-point play.
And that ends a 9-0 run for Hobbs, and they started off strong. 34 now is what they've got, and 42 for the Bobcats.
That's the first on Soria, first on the Eagles here in the third quarter, an 8-point Bobcat lead. And on the line is English. He is currently 5 of 6, misses the free throw. Turbiatis rips down another rebound, 3 in this quarter, 5 overall. Does it up court to Pena, tries to dribble through 2 defenders on the near sideline, doing a little bit too much, put his head down, wasn't really seeing the head of the court, and fumbles it out of bounds for the Eagles' 8th turnover. So he definitely got to take care of the basketball against this Bobcat team. Inbounding in the left corner of the backcourt is Allen. Throws it up the baseline, same part of the court to English. One hands it across the timeline. Chasing it down is Taylor on the right wing. Hands behind him to Trey Allen. Up top with a fake tray for McNeil. Drives the lane, kicks it right corner to Taylor for three. Hard at the back of the rim. Tipped around and pulled down for Casares for the Eagles, his second rebound. Sends it to Payne in the front corner on the right side. Eagles down by 8, 6 minutes remaining, third quarter. Posting up, big man Henderson leads and shoots to the right side, misses everything. A hook shot for the rebound for Turbiatis, no good, and then Henderson goes over the top and then yells at the officials. They call the foul on Henderson. English has just picked up his 7th rebound, and Henderson just didn't have the touch he wanted. He just kind of flung it at the basket and did not get the follow through.
Yeah, didn't get the rebound either like he wanted to, so needs a little work on it, but Henderson trying to get in there and make a difference.
So they'll call the foul on Parker, his second team foul against the Eagles. The pass up court, getting away with the travel on the left side was Olsen. Throws it down the lane, and laying it up over the front of the rim is Taylor. He's got 9 points for the Bobcats, back to a 10-point lead. Payne will bring it across on the right wing. By the way, Wheeler's checked in for Henderson. Over to McGahey on the left side. One hand bounce pass up top to Pena, over to right to Casares. He'll take a drive to the hoop on the right. Windmill layup is rejected from behind. Knocked by English, and a rebound pulled down by Olsen, his third. Sends it up ahead to the left corner of the front court to Allen. Dribbles underneath the hoop to the right side and bounce pass to McNeil over to the San Angelo bench, right to their head coach, Jeter, out of bounds. And that will be a turnover for the Bobcats, their 4th. Both these teams doing some good scoring on the season. Hobbs averaging 70 points a game, and San Angelo Central at 75.8. Eagles giving up 52 a contest and 60 for the Bobcats. In the front court, Beatty on the right wing. Back deep up top to Casares. He's looking for some rotation. Over to Pena on the left wing. NBA 3 on the way. Swish it home. Pena now with 3 trays in the contest. 17 points. The 3rd tray for the Eagles in the game. 7-point Bobcat lead. In the front court is English on the right wing. Stop and go against Beatty. Tries to cradle to the free throw line off the dribble, and Beatty gives him a big football hug there, Ron. Wrong sport for Beatty, unfortunately.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to get, or you forget where you're at times, and you just got to do what you need to do to stop a play.
First foul on him, 3rd team foul on the Eagles. They try to one-hand it on the inbound on the right baseline. English, it might have hit off Beatty and gets booted out of bounds, so we'll go back to the Bobcats underneath their hoop right of the rim, leading by 7. Inbounding again will be English. He's got to chuck it back deep to the right wing to Allen in front of the Bobcat bench. Back over to the right side to English. Spins against Beatty, pulls it back out. Very long rubber band arms on that one. Back to the timeline, left side. Sliding left, crossover move to his left hand. Beatty falls in the spin move. Pass over to the right wing, and wide open for a tray is McNeil off the back of the rim. Ball's loose and chased down at the timeline by Allen. Throws it back door, and missing the tomahawk jam is Taylor. Eagles get the rebound. Wheeler throws it down the lane, and there's Turbiatis with a spin and a layup. Count it. 6 points for Turbiatis here in the 3rd, 15 overall for him. And Eagles down by 4. Make it 5. Big comeback here in the 3rd. Paul across the timeline to English. Crossover up tops. Go back to his left hand. Fadeaway jumper from 15 on the left and swishes it. Boy, English with a nice follow through there. He's got 19. 46-39 to the other end. Long ball to Wheeler. Gets stripped in the right block. It's stolen away by the Bobcats. That's their 5th turnover for the Eagles. Taken by Casares at the timeline on the steal. Down to Wheeler, who misses the shot. And a pull down of the rebound. Back and forth we go. Yo-yo time as Olsen has the board. Up court to Jordan. Or correction, make that Taylor with a double clutch on the right block and puts it through. So now it's 11 for Taylor. 48-39. We're trying to catch our breath. The first half lasted 30 minutes. 3:29 left here in the 3rd. Nice crossover move for Pena. Fadeaway 3, top of the arc, no good. Wheeler gets a rebound on the right block, but loses his dribble as it's taken away by Allen in the left corner. Night turnover for the Eagles. Dribbles into the left corner, a 3 on the way, off the side of the rim, no good. Trying to go back up with it on the right block, pushing it shot put style with 2 hands was Jack Olsen, and they call the foul. Olsen will get to go to the line after his 5th rebound, but he's yet to score in this game.
We are not at the top of the hour yet, and still it is in the 3rd quarter, 3:13. And, yeah, you're right. This game is going by quickly, and Hobbs is just trying to keep up with it. Actually, both sides, I think, at this point are just running and gunning.
First shot for free throw there for Olsen, getting himself in the book with the first throw. Count it. It's now 49-39, back to a 10-point lead. Bobcats go to their bench. Miguel Zamaran comes on. And now first action for the game for Javen Hernandez, the junior for the Eagles. Casares stays in, Pena in the game as well. And Turbiatis, who's been on fire here in the third with 6 points, has 5 rebounds total. Second shot good and swish for Olsen, 2 points for him. And now a 50-39 ball game, 11 lead for the Bobcats. Beatty to inbound in the backcourt to Pena right side. Looks like he's going to get some trap pressure from 2 of the guards. Throws it cross court left to Beatty. He'll bring it across. Unloads to Casares left wing. Pivots, gives back to Beatty. Spin move. Falls to the floor though, and it's taken away by Miguel Zamran. That's the Eagles' 10th turnover. Unforced on that one. Up to the half court to Jordan. On the left of the wing now against Beatty. Stop and go, crossover move. Slings it back to the timeline to Zamran. Behind his back with the dribble to the right wing. Guarded by Hernandez. Backs it out. Kicks it up top to Taylor. Faces the hoop against Turbiatis. Jab step. Backs it out. Kicks it right corner to Zamran. Drives the baseline. Hippity hop. Turns and fires. Tries to throw up a shot. And his foul going up as Casares tried to get a hand on him that time and slapped at the ball but came down on the arm as well. So they'll get that one against Casares, his first 14th foul against the Eagles, 1 away from them. Actually, it's the 5th. That'll be the double bonus the rest of the quarter with 2:36 left here in the third, and Hobbs down by 11.
Yeah, Hobbs has only got 1 against him so far as the Bobcats, so they still have plenty of fouls to give.
Free throw off the front end, back of the rim, no good for Zamra. And, of course, the Eagles got this game down to 5 deficit here in this third quarter, but then it's expanded once again as some bad dribbling for the Eagles, trying to do a little bit too much in the offensive sets around the right and left of the perimeter line. Guys putting their heads down, trying to spin into traffic, and it's caused some cough-ups on the basketball.
Now, here's the good news about Hobbs. I think that they have not fired on all cylinders. Once they do, I think they're going to be hard to stop.
Miguel Zamran makes his second free throw, a 12-point Bobcat lead. Casares with the ball across the timeline, gives it off left side. Hodge comes down the lane, little hook shot in the paint, coming off the bench for a big bucket for the Eagles. He's got 6, 51-41. Hobbs down by 10. Unload to Trey Allen on the left wing in the backcourt. He's going to come across the timeline, guarded by Hodge. Stop and go dribble. Drives the baseline left side, leans and shoots to the lefty layup. No good, but tipped up over the front of the rim with 2 hands by Taylor. He's got 13 and 6 rebounds, 53-41. At the other end, Pena, triple team right baseline off the dribble. To Casares on the left wing, fakes it 3, moves to the left and fires a 15-footer, no good. Turbiatis with his 6th rebound on the left elbow. Up top to Casares, over to Hodge, but throws it ahead of him right to the official in front of the cheerleaders on the near sideline and sails out of bounds. Turnover number 11. Once again, aggressiveness out on that perimeter, but you got to make sure your teammates are looking towards you when you throw them the basketball.
Exactly, because, you got to have your head on a swivel.
1:50 left in the third quarter. Hobbs down by 12. Coming across the timeline is Zamran. He's going against Hodge, dribbling behind his back to the right wing. Up top of the screen, doesn't use it for Olsen. Unloads instead to the right side to English. Drives baseline all the way to the rack and scores off the glass. Very quick first step for English. He's got 21 to lead both teams. 55-41, a 14-point Bobcat lead. Hodge gets a double team as he comes across the timeline left, cross court right to Casares. To Hernandez in the right corner is 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound Turbiatis in the left corner, his 7th board. Dribbles around a bit, finds Hodge in the left corner. Screen from Turbiatis, doesn't use it from the Hobbs bench. Now goes to the left wing and fires a 3 off the back of the rim. Wide open for the rebound underneath is English, his 8th board. He'll dribble up into the front court with 1 minute left in the third. Head fake, fade away for the right elbow and throws it off the rim, and a quick whistle on that one. He got 2 guys crashing on him from the Eagles that time. You give that kid a first step, he's going to make you pay for it, and does on that one. He'll get 2 throws and a 14-point lead for the Bobcats. Looks like they'll charge that one to the Eagles. Jordan Casares, nope, correction, that's Hernandez with his first. That will be still double bonus for the Bobcats the rest of this third quarter. On the line is English. He is 5 of 7 from the charity stripe and misses off the back of the rim. He's missed his last 2 free throws, but does have 21 points, Ron.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need them as much right now, but with a 14-point lead and 1 quarter to go, you never know when those points are going to be handy or needed.
Parker Henderson returns for the Eagles, and taking a breather is Abraham Pena. Second shot for English is a swish. 22 for him. And now a 56-41 game, 15-point lead. Underneath a minute left in the third. High throw to McGahey in the front court as he comes across. Double team on the far left sideline. Back deep to Casares. Throws a balloon shot over to Hodge. High in the air. Hodge has it knocked it away from the defender. Tries to drive through 2 defenders. Gets it stripped. So that'll be the 12th Eagle turnover. Pass up ahead is lost. Eagles trying to dive on the other baseline. Hernandez going to the floor. Wait to see who they give it to. It will be San Angelo Central's ball. Good effort there for Hernandez trying to knock that ball away on a long pass up court. He's battling to the floor on the hardwood there with English. They both crash to the baseline, but it will be Bobcat basketball. English to inbound, zings it into the left wing to Zamrin. Goes to the rack with it, to the left block and puts on the brakes. Puts it off to the left wing to English. Crossover move behind his back, lost it off his foot, taken away by Peyton Hodge, turner number 6 of the Bobcats. He goes to the rack to the other end, a scoop shot off the right rim, no good. Hernandez with a putback with 2 hands behind him on the right glass and scores. Hernandez with his first bucket and first rebound. 56-43. Long throw with one hand down to the right baseline to Franklin. Lost the ball off the dribble, but kicked out to the right wing to Zamrin. Cross court left, wide open, Jordan, left corner for 3. Nothing but net, nobody guarding him. His first tray of the game, 7 points, 5th three-point shot for the Bobcats, and that runs out the third quarter clock. Eagles with a big deficit. They were down by as little as 5 here in the third quarter, but now down by 16. 59-43. It is San Angelo Central over your Hobbs Eagles. We're back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back live here in San Angelo, Texas. Your Hobbs Eagles trailing by 16, 59-43 as we start the fourth quarter. Top scorer 17 for Abraham Pena, and a rejection on a pass at the half-court line, stolen by Braddock Beatty. Goes backdoor to Turbiatis for a little lefty hook over the rim and count it. Turbiatis now with a total of 17 points as we're in the fourth quarter. 59-45 your score. That was the 7th turnover for the Bobcats, but a 3 at the other end from the right wing. Wide open again. Jordan had one before the end of the third. He's got 10. That's the 6th three-pointer for Central. 62-45, a 17-point lead. Payne with the basketball. Getting a screen up top from Henderson. Fires a shot from the free throw line. In and out. Ripped down underneath the hoop, and pivoting with it is Taylor. That's his 7th rebound. He has 13 points for the Bobcats, 22 the leader for Christian English. The ball gets dribbled off the foot of McNeil in the backcourt, and they call the timeout. Coach Ross stepped out, thought it was a backcourt violation, but they somehow get a timeout for Coach Geeter for Central. So we'll keep it right here. A 17-point game as Hobbs trails here in the fourth. And Ron, 19-18 was the point differential. Bobcats had 19 in that third quarter, but barely beat the Eagles out in scoring, although the lead got only down to 5 at one point, as Hobbs had a great showing by Turbiatis that early part of the third.
Yeah, they had a 9-0 run starting that third quarter, and that really helped Hobbs get out, and they looked like they were trying to establish themselves, but unfortunately, the Bobcats just shook it off, got it back into it, and their percentage is still pretty high as far as I can tell on their shooting.
Both scorers right now for the Eagles, Payne and Turbiatis, have 17 after that bucket from Jay Ivers just a few seconds ago. Big discrepancy on free throws, too. Hobbs just 2 of 3. That's all the shots they've had attempted 3. 10 of 14 for San Angelo Central. Coming across the timeline is Taylor. Gives it out to the right wing to McNeil. Backdoor to the left baseline to Jordan. Tries to get it down low to Franklin, right block. He kicks it back out to the corner right. 3 on the way for English off the back of the rim. Long rebound for Braddock Beatty, his first. Dribbles into the front court. 1-on-4. Lost the ball in traffic. Stripped out of his hands from behind by McNeil for the Eagles' 13th turnover. Gets into the front court on the right wing. Ball's deflected as Jordan tried to get it. Picked up by Taylor on the right side. One hand bounce pass to English, right corner, goes baseline. And they're going to say he was pushed in the back by Henderson before he had a chance to throw to the left corner. So Henderson will get the foul. That's his third. And that'll be the first foul here in this fourth quarter. 62-45, a 17-point Bobcat lead. They are 9-2 on the season. Hobbs at 5-0. Inbounding on the right baseline will be McNeil. Throws it back deep, top of the arc to Taylor. Bad passes. Pena gets knocked to the floor. He goes after the basketball, spins, goes to the rack, and scores. Way to keep his body moving, even though he was somersaulted and knocked down hard. Pena with 19 to lead the Eagles. That was the 8th Bobcat turnover. 62-47 though. Central in the lead. Going the distance the other way to the lefty layup is Trey Allen. Behind him was Beatty, and Allen makes him pay with the layup. His first of the ball game, 2 points for him. 64-47 at the other end. Peyton Hodge at the free throw line. To Pena, fakes it 3 right. Shot from 15 instead off the dribble, no good. Rebound on the left sideline by English. That is his 9th. Does it up ahead to a breaking Allen. Another lefty layup, back to back. He's got 4 points. They'll let him move quickly on that transition game, waiting for the basketball, and leads now to 19, the biggest of the ball game. Coach Ross calls a timeout, has some major words for one of the referees there. I think he's going back to that potential backcourt violation that they did give it to the Eagles, and then turn around and let the timeout happen for San Angelo with a loose ball. You can't have a timeout during a loose ball.
Exactly. To me, it looked like it went off of his leg and went into the backcourt, and there was no touch from the other side, from us anyway, and it should have been a backcourt violation. You know that for sure. But instead, he picked up the ball and called a timeout, and that's what Ross is talking about, is the fact that you can't do that.
We've had some issues with our defense on transition. We're letting one-on-one looks now. Guys putting their heads down, going hard to the rack with it. Our defense is kind of waiting behind, and there's been a couple of layups. In fact, Allen's 2 buckets. He's one of their better players, too. That was his first scoring of the game.
Wow.
Two layups in the 4th quarter this late.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too. You get pretty scared when you see not all the players are playing up to 100%, and you're getting beat by at least 10.
Of course, got some good scoring so far for the Eagles. Javris Turbiatis with 17, and the leader, Pena, with 19. Both those guys have had 1 bucket each. Eagle basketball to get back in this one. Hodge on the right wing, front court after a pass from Pena. On the right wing, puts it back deep to Casares. Returns to Peyton on the right wing. Uses up his dribble, bounce pass to Pena, gets crashed into at the free throw line. It's loose. Ball thrown up ahead to Allen. He gets rejected by Turbiatis, but a turnaround dunk with 2 hands on the rebound on the right of the glass. That's 15 for Taylor, his 8th rebound. And boy, Pena got smashed at the other end. No call. That was the Eagles' 14th turnover. They get it down to Casares coming down the right side of the lane. He gets completely flattened on his back, as Taylor probably is the one that bited him, and he's going to help him up off the floor. Accordion style that time, and Casares is hunched over. He took a hard shot to his left knee, it looks like, maybe his shin. And we're going to see if they're going to call this a shooting motion or not, as he was coming down the right side of the paint. That should be a foul on Taylor. The official forgot who to call it on. He's stopping action and trying to find him. That'll be the first on Taylor. They had no fouls in the 3rd quarter. That's their first of the 4th for the Bobcats. Peyton Hodge will inbound on the left baseline as the Eagles trail by 19, their biggest deficit of this contest. Underneath the Eagles basket, left side, throws it back deep to Turbiatis, right wing to Pena on the left side. High one down to the free throw line, pulled down by Hutchings, who just checked in. Back to Pena, left wing in front of the Hobbs bench. Threads it back to Hutchings on the give and go. Double clutch, right side, no good, but tip back up and in with 2 hands by Peyton Hodge. Hodge now with 8 points and 3 rebounds. 68-49, Eagles down by 19. It's been as high as 21 in this ball game. In the front court, fumbling the ball off the dribble on the left wing, but finally regaining it is Allen. Cross court right. Over to that big 3-point shooter, McNeil. Hard dribble to the right wing. Flicks it back to the far right sideline and runs some clock to English in front of his bench. Spins, one hands it down to the left corner. Driving baseline is Taylor. Kicks it back to the right wing. 3 on the way for English off the side of the rim, no good. Ball tipped up in the air by the Bobcats off the hands of Taylor. He was sky high, couldn't get the grab, and it goes out of bounds. Hobbs basketball in their baseline of the backcourt. But they're down 68-49 with 4:29 remaining, Ron, and this has been a fast mover for the Eagles. Only 1 hour and 5 minutes have expired here in San Angelo.
Yeah, it's been definitely a fast one, and Hobbs cannot keep up with them.
4:20 left in the ball game. Pete Hodge comes down the lane, bounce pass right block, fadeaway J for Clay, no good. Rebound to the left of the lane by English, his 10th rebound. Does it up ahead, reverse layup from right to left off the glass for Allen. All 6 of his points in this 4th. 70-49, back to a 21. Turbiatis throws up a 3 from the left wing, no good. Long rebound on the far right side by Allen is 4. Into the front court, to the left wing, down the lane. A strip on the free throw line by Clay. Sends it ahead to Hodge. He tries to go up with a scoop shot, is rejected, knocked to the baseline by English, but it will be Hobbs basketball.
Looked like an easy layup on that one, but instead got defended. It just was knocked out of bounds, but it is still Hobbs' ball.
70-49, Hobbs down by 21, 3:50 left in the 4th. Another sub checks in now for San Angelo Central, and that's Jalen Franklin. Eagles will inbound for the left baseline underneath their hoop. Hodge to get it in. Looking for somebody to get open, throws it back deep. Ball gets tipped to the half-court line by Hutchings, but right to the Bobcats into a layup on the transition. Wide open, no contest on that one. 12 points for McNeil, and that'll be the 15th Eagle turnover. 72-49, biggest deficit now is 23. Payton gets double teamed to the left corner, goes to the rack with a spin move, throws it off the glass and scores. Payton now with 21 to lead the Eagles. 72-51, 21-point lead for the Bobcats. A strip by Peyton Hodge. Turner number 9, he goes to the rack, spin, throws it off the right glass and scores as Hodge puts it through. Hodge has 10 points, double digits now. We got referee stopping action. And I guess we got a flop call, a warning going to be called against the Bobcats.
Yeah.
So basket's going to count. They let the play continue even though there is a flop. And once the defense gets it, they stop actions. The bucket is supposed to be good here. Double check the score to make sure it is. But it is 72-51 with 3:21 left, fourth quarter. Hobbs down by 21. We will take a quick 30-second break, come back with more Hobbs Eagle Hoops in the Lone Star State in half a minute.
Hobbs Eagle basketball. This is a quick one. We've got a 72-53 score. Hobbs on the bottom end of it, unfortunately, and they're trying to fight back with it. But with 3:21 remaining in this game, it's going to be very, very tough to do that against this Bobcats team. But with the call here is Ty Friend.
Yeah, they did have a flop on that last play defensively for San Angelo Central. The bucket was already good for Peyton Hodge, so it is basically just a warning. And next time it'll be a technical foul if anybody on this Central team decides to flop. Hobbs down by 19 with 3:21 remaining. Full court pressure. Lyric Soria now going to try to block the inbound on the baseline of the backcourt. And he finally getting it into Franklin on the left side. He'll take on Pena one-on-one. Stop and go dribble. Goes behind his back. Comes down the right side of the lane to the rack. Reverse layup left. It rolls around the rim and good. Boy, big kid taking it to the rack that time. And that's Franklin's fourth point of the game. 74-53, back to a 21-point margin. Soria in the front court, top of the circle. Kicks it off to right side to Turbiatis, dribbles up top, fakes a handoff to Payne, and then gives it back to him anyway on the zigzag left wing. In front of the Hobbs Eagle bench with 2:50 remaining. Screen up top from Turbiatis, goes to the left and gives it to Turbiatis. He's trying to post somebody up, drives left baseline, spins, fadeaway jumper from 10 off the back of the rim, no good. Long rebound with the arm for Taylor. That is his 9th board. And he sends it to the timeline to Sellers, who just checked in, throws left base to Franklin, goes up with a lefty layup, no good. Ball tipped around pinball style, hit a Bobcat. Olsen then also ricocheted off of Hutchings on the right block. It goes out of bounds. It will be Bobcat ball. And now Coach Ross is going to bring in some subs, seeing his first action in this one. Senior Brock Beatty on the court. Stay with Soria, Casares, Turbiatis, and Hodge. Long bouncer inbound back to the top of the arc to Allen, guarded closely by Hodge. Allen's going to slide left with the dribble, gets through 3 defenders, tries a wraparound pass in the paint, ricochets off an Eagle, and they're going to give it, they're going to first call it Hobbs basketball, but 2 officials overruled the one on the baseline as it did hit off the butt of Brock Beatty. And inbounding will be on the left base, Christian English, who leads his squad with 22, but has not scored in this fourth quarter. Long pass back to the timeline on the inbound. Allen has to chase it down. Picked up on defense by Soria. Throws it off to the right wing to English. He'll drive up the sideline near the scores table backward. Now he's going to come back with a crossover. Nice hand on it for Hodge, but it's regained by English. Spins to the left wing, then back up top of the zigzag. Back to his left hand, crossover. One hand bounce pass to Franklin right wing. Dumps it right baseline. Ball gets knocked in the lane. Tipped around and pulled down left of the paint by Allen. Cross court right to a wide open Sellers for 3 off the side of the rim, but brought back to the left corner on the rebound for Allen. He'll dribble back to the timeline to run clock. Eagles not blocking out on that one. 1:48 left in the game. Eagles down by 21. Stop and go dribble for Allen. Left of the lane. Comes to the paint. Kick right to Sellers for 3 off again the back of the rim. And Turbiatis with a spinner rebound. He's got 8 boards. Goes it across to Hodge with 1:34. On the left wing front court. Screen from Beatty. Weaves through traffic to the left elbow. Nobody open. Finally finds Caceres right wing for 3. Off the side of the iron. No good. Rebound by Allen, his 6th. Eagles just getting one and done in their last few possessions. Allen's going to slow it down with 1:18 remaining. He'll take on Hodge through the timeline. Zings it over to the left wing to English. Guarded by Soria, sliding right, now back to the left. Goes to the left block, kicks it down to Franklin left corner for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound for Beatty. Brock Beatty with his first board. as he'll give it off to Soria, the sophomore guard in the front court. Crossover move. Taken on by the number 3, Allen. He'll throw up a tray. It's blocked from behind. Ball hits off the back of the rim. No good. Long rebound on the far right side by English, his 11th board. Comes into the front court, taking on Hodge. Unloads to the left corner to Allen. Clock down to 45. High pass up top, pulled down by Taylor. Had to get sky high for it. Finds Franklin on the right wing, guarded by Soria in front of the Bobcat bench. Gets a screen up top from Taylor. Goes to the rack, does Franklin with the lefty layup on the side of the rim and scores. Franklin with 6 points. 76-53, matching the biggest lead of 23 over the Eagles. 25 seconds remaining. Hodge with a stop and go. Cradle, scoop shot on the right of the rim and scores off the glass. So that for Hodge is his 12th point and a 76-55 score. Ball at the timeline. Bounce pass from Sellers. Gets it across to Taylor. He's going to hold it with 10 seconds. Bounce it off to the left wing. To hold it is English. Clock down to 5. He'll dribble into the corner and try to attract some Hobbs Eagle defenders, but that will not be enough as the game is over here in San Angelo. 76-55, the final. The home Bobcats defeat the Eagles. First loss of the season. They dropped to 5-1 to the Eagles, and San Angelo Central improves to 10-2. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Again, 3 minutes, and we're back live.
Devastating loss for Hobbs right here on Cool 95.7. Thank you very much for watching and listening, as we're also on Cool 95.7 Facebook page. We're on YouTube on the Hobbs Sport Network, and we're also on HobbsAmerica.com. You can find us under the banner of Hobbs Sports. Now, we'd like to thank our sponsors real quick. It's Lee County State Bank, IPS, LECO, Thriftway, TDS, Lavelle Insurance, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, NMJC, Forest Tire, Albertsons Market, XL Energy, First American Bank Hobbs, and NMR Pipeline. Thanks again. Final score, once again, was 76-55, and it was a quick one. 72 minutes, roughly, was the whole thing from beginning to end, including the halftime. And definitely Hobbs was, I don't know, I wouldn't like to say that they were ill-equipped for this, but they were keeping up for a little while, but they just could not keep up with the fast pace of the Bobcats, and they were running up and down the court. We knew they could do this. It's just, the proof's in the pudding tonight, and Hobbs definitely got the short end of the stick on that one and could not keep up with that fast pace Bobcats offense or the defense.
Yeah, we talked about that in the pregame show. We saw most of the video on this San Angelo Central team was transition, coming off turnovers, three-point shots. They worked the ball around. They got guys that can go to the basket on penetration, so you got to be on your toes. You can't react a second late. That guy's going to the rack by that time. When I say that guy, there's more than one we're talking about here.
Exactly.
Of course, a bunch of guys in double digits in this ball game, so there's a lot of threats on this team, and that's why they're 9-2, now 10-2 with the win here. Hobbs drops to 5-1. Let's look at the numbers in this contest. First of all, for the Bobcats, the home team, they finished with 4 in double figures. And Christian English, he was a double-double tonight, 22 points. He also had 11 rebounds, so he knows how to get to the rack and get some boards as well. But he also was 6 of 9 from the charity stripe, so big-time numbers for him in this ball game. And he just is one of those type of kids that just doesn't give up. He wants the ball even if he misses off the rim or something. He's going for it.
Exactly. They, if anything else, the tough on the back of their shirt is definitely a description that is fitting for them. They seem to be able to fit and hit those shots at ease. They missed a few in the second half. That may be one of the reasons why Hobbs came back like they did. But still, they never quit. They never slowed down, and they never did give up any kind of extra points more than they had to.
J.K. Taylor was second leading scorer with 15 points, was 1 of 2 from the line, and had a total of 9 rebounds, so he was 1 board shy of a double-double himself. Very rarely do you see a team pick up 2 guys, other than the NBA, 2 guys in double-double type of situation. He was 1 rebound away, unofficially that is. 12 points for Ian McNeil. We knew he was a 3-point shooter. He did get 2 coming off the bench quickly in the first half, finished with 12. And then 10 for Caleb Jordan. He finished with 10 points and a couple of trays as well. This team hit 6 3-pointers. I mean, they were capable of doing more because they had that one kid, I think it was McNeil, had 5 trays in just the first half against Greenwood outside of Midland there a couple weeks ago. So he just had those in the first half alone. But today, just 6 total for this team, which isn't wonderful numbers, but it was enough to get this big win that they got in this contest. Other scores in the game, Jalen Franklin with 6 points. He had 4 rebounds. Trey Allen, 6 points and 6 rebounds. And the last scorer was Jax Olsen with a 2-for-2 free throw shooting and 2 points. I think the current theme here, a reoccurring theme here for San Central's squad, San Angelo Central, is they don't just score, but they also rebound.
Exactly, they do. They're definitely tenacious on the offense. They are making sure that they are covering the ball, whether it be on offense or defense. Did a great job on that one. There was a few times when they messed up, but overall, hey, look, when you beat a team like Hobbs by 21 points, then you've definitely done something right.
Yeah, that, of course, after a hard-fought Artesia tournament championship. Again, Hobbs are pretty on the road, and they've been working hard. They got a lot of tough teams that they played. Of course, Rio Rancho, Carlsbad, Artesia. So, I mean, this is just another one in a long road trip, 3.5 hours on bus, and going back tonight. So, a lot of tough stuff going on. The Bobcats were 8 of 13 from the line in this game, missed 5 free throws, only had 9 turnovers, which definitely kept them moving the ball up the court, and that was the major difference in the ball game. On the side of the Hobbs Eagles, they finished with 3 in double figures, so nothing to sneeze at there. Abraham Pena with 21 points. He had 3 trays, only 3 trays converted for the Eagles in this one, and he was perfect from the line, 2 for 2. We should mention Hobbs only had 3 free throw opportunities in this game. They finished 2 for 3 for 66%.
Exactly. Once again, unable to get any kind of defensive fouls called against them or called for them, I should say, and definitely wanted to get on the line, just could not get it done. Of course, with this, with the fast pace it was going, it was amazing. Anyone was getting calls at all at certain times.
So 21 leader for the Eagles. Abraham Payne did have 2 rebounds as well. Also in double digits, Jairus Turbiatis, as he finishes with 17 points. He had a total of 8 rebounds, so he was pushing close to that double-double, which he's done about 3 or 4 times this season, just getting real close to that. And unfortunately, just could not get over that hump. But still, 17 points and 8 rebounds, and finished 0 for 1 from the charity stripe. And then Peyton Hodge finishing with 13 points in this contest. He had 3 rebounds as well. So those 3 guys with a total of 51 of the Hobbs Eagles total production in this one of their total numbers. So that's something. 51 out of 55. That's not a lot of extra scoring from your teammates out on the court.
Exactly, but I got to give it up to Turbiatis. Jairus was underneath the basket a couple of times, did a couple of spin moves, trying to get around the defense, and did pretty well. He had a pretty good shot as he just stopped and released it, was able to hit it. Second time, not so much, but still, it looked pretty good from where I was sitting, and it's just unfortunate that all that extra movement and all that athleticism didn't quite pay off all the time.
And he was a spark plug for the big comeback as the Eagles were down at halftime, 40-25, and got it down to 5 points. A lot because of Turbiatis helping on the defense, on the press, the trap, get some steals, laying it up, and just coming. As soon as he lays up, he is sprinting back. That's the big part about it. Right. We've been seeing that from a lot of the Hobbs Eagles. So this is not like a game that we just went down the other direction. We're not nobody giving their effort out there. Just he happened to stand out in terms of getting that game back into recognizable terms at 5-point differential.
And we can definitely say this, that all of Hobbs wasn't clicking on all cylinders. Yeah, Turbiatis was, maybe even Hodges, but they weren't all there. So that's maybe, if anything, that's the silver lining right there. You can say that this wasn't the full team that you normally see in Hobbs. When we get back again, especially for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, we'll be talking about that in a moment, we're going to be seeing a whole lot more spark out of this Eagles team.
Braddock Beatty had a bucket for 2. Javen Hernandez a bucket for 2 as well. So just 3 double-digit scorers and 2 guys not even close there, but again, helping out the point production for the Eagles. Hobbs at the free throw line, we already mentioned 2 for 3 for 66%. They had 3 3-pointers compared to 6, so San Angelo Central doubled up on that one. Hobbs with 15 turnovers, 9 again for the Bobcats. So that is what the situation is. Hobbs, in terms of the fourth quarter, were outscored 17-12 to finish that one up. And they only were down 19-18 in terms of points in that third quarter after that big comeback. So nothing to go hang your head about, because Hobbs was getting back in this game as much as they could in the third quarter. Again, the final score, 76-55. The Eagles losing by 21, their first loss of the season. Did not get up to that average mark. They've been averaging 70 points in the 5 games previously, right at the 70 mark. And the team they played tonight was getting their average. They were averaging 75 a game, and they got to 76. So
yeah,
again,
they did.
Yep, the cylinders still going up and down, the Pistons there for that Bobcat offense. Now looking at the schedule for the Eagles, not quite the holiday tournament yet, but a couple pre-playoff games there, as Hobbs will be at home, and they're ready for some action against Oregon Mountain on Thursday. They will be taking on the Eagles, of course, coming to Hobbs. I think I got that game right, or am I on?
Oregon Mountain is right, the first one.
Okay, and of course, Oregon Mountain has been a potential playoff team every year, but they got a brand new head coach. Their coach resigned right at the start of the summer. Coach McBroom, if anybody knows him from Portales, went to Las Cruces as an assistant when that guy resigned. He moved up to the head job. So a brand new coach in that program for Oregon Mountain. Haven't had a lot of games yet. They are 2-0 on the season right now, with wins of Del Norte, 62-59, and they also pounded on Albuquerque High, or Atrisco Heritage, I should say, 83-61. So they won by 22 against them. They do have a game coming up this week, La Cueva, which I believe is going on tomorrow. They will play that at 8:15. And then, of course, the Hobbs Eagles a few days after that next week. They'll have a week off, 7 days to get ready for the Eagles in Tasker Arena.
Exactly, and of course, both of the sides are going to have week off, so maybe that'll help them, maybe hurt, maybe get a little more practice in, and if there's any injuries at all, they can, of course, take care of those and shore them up as well. But, yeah, it's going to be a good one. Going to be back into the Eagles, into Raft Tasker anyway, be able to get back the home crowd and get back into the flow of the games. 2 more before the holiday tournament. And the next one, the day after, is going to be Mayfield.
Yeah, that's right. And they do have a time of 6 o'clock listed as the start time on that Thursday game, probably because of the travel and getting close to the Christmas holidays. So, again, that'll be about an hour earlier than we're used to. So 5:45 will be the pregame show on Thursday, followed by the Mayfield game on Friday. So back-to-back contests for the Eagles. This is not a team that's going to rest on their laurels after a big championship victory at the Artesia tournament. Just talking to Mr. Soria, the AD, this team is known for travel. It's known for having tough games back-to-back-to-back, and they're not just going to take a break after a big victory at a tournament. And Mayfield will be at 7 o'clock again Friday, Organ Mountain at 6 o'clock for the tip-off on Thursday. So final score again, 76-55. Eagles drop to 5-1. And San Angelo, the Bobcats, the first time they've played the Eagles, they get the win to go to 10-2. And Ron, our sponsors for Hobbs Eagle basketball tonight.
Absolutely. Once again, we always are thankful and grateful for you guys. It is Lee County State Bank, IPS, LECO, TDS, Lavelle Insurance, Thriftway, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, Forest Tire, NMJC, Albertsons Market, XL Energy, First American Bank of Hobbs, and NMR Pipeline. Thank you guys for the support. Without you guys, we would not be able to get this on the air, especially for free.
Hobbs Eagles again back at home next Thursday at Tasker Arena, 5:45 pregame, tip-off at 6 o'clock, followed by the Mayfield game on Friday, a 7 o'clock start time there at Tasker. 2 home games Thursday and Friday night next week, not this week. Hobbs Lady Eagles will be in action on Friday as they'll have a home matchup there at Tasker, so that'll be something to look forward to before the holidays and the big holiday tournament thereafter. So
exactly, and they're going to be going into the Tiger Pit once again.
Yeah, they are going to be playing Friendship, Texas. That'll be at Tasker Arena on Friday. So we will have coverage on our sister station, the Eagle 100.5, and also on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. I'd like to thank Evie Stuber back at the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend. Thanks for tuning in to Hobbs Eagle basketball tonight on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7 Radio. We'll see you next Thursday. Have a great rest of a week out there.